Are you intrigued by the things that go bump in the night? Have you ever gotten the heebie-jeebies when you pass by an old house? Ever desired to dance in a cemetery? Or even obsess over the dark and obscure? Well, me too. Hi, I'm Nicole, and strange topics are my specialty.
From the creators of the White Wednesday Radio Network and Lead Up Studios, this is The Dark with Nicole.
Welcome all my bats and baddies. Welcome back to The Dark. I've missed you.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. Since Christmas time when I shared all my lovely Christmas murder stories.
They were all good ones.
All good ones. I was telling Kaylee about how I was going to do what I was doing today. And she's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, and then you wouldn't want to listen to December's because I was talking about murders and crime around Christmas time. She's like, yeah, I don't want to listen to that. I'm like, it's fine. That's why I didn't tell you about it. But this week, folks, sorry about the background.
My dogs woke up and chose chaos.
Paisley is still in a cone. Percy just wants attention per usual. And it's just a whole thing.
It really is.
But this week we're talking about the Paris Catacombs, which I did not know were a thing until the movie As Above, So Below.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How did you... What? They didn't teach you that about the catacombs in school?
No. Listen, you were homeschooled. You
I
got
was
the
homeschooled.
good kind of schooling, okay?
You're right.
I got the United States is right, everyone else is wrong kind of schooling.
Well, yeah. We're almost as bad as North Korea, or whichever Korea it is.
Whatever Korea it is. Well, you ready to be learned something? Because I learned things.
You learned me a lesson.
Okay. So, the history of the Paris catacombs starts in the late 18th century when major public health problems tied to the city's cemeteries led to decisions to transfer their contents to an underground site. The Paris authorities chose an easily accessible site that was at the time located under the capital. Listen, people, I am going to butcher some names just so it's known.
Yeah.
I also included photos for your enjoyment.
Yes, I looked at all the
Just
pictures
so you know.
last night.
And I decoded one of them because it's my favorite one. So we were talking about the capital. The former Tombe Isore. I don't know what it is. Listen, I took Spanish, so sorry I butchered it. The quarries. Under the plain of Montreux. Or Montreux.
Can I look at it?
It's, yes.
Oh,
You have it on your phone.
I do.
Just saying.
I should pull it open.
In operation since at least the 15th century and then abandoned, these quarries were a small part of the labyrinth that extended under the city over approximately 800 hectares, which is 3 miles. Just over it. Preparation of the site and the organization of bone transfers were entrusted to Charles Axel Guillemot, I'm going to guess, an inspector at the Department of General Quarry Inspection. The mission of this department, which had been founded on April 4th, 1777 by Louis XVI, was to consolidate the abandoned quarries following major collapses of the ground under Paris in the mid-18th century. The first evacuations were made from 1785 to 1787 and concerned the largest cemetery in Paris, the Saints Innocents Cemetery, which had been closed in 1780 after consecutive use for nearly 10 centuries. So I wanted to stop for a moment because this is what... I'm kind of explaining exactly what it's about to say, but for those of you listening who don't know, the catacombs are tunnels underground Paris, and they moved the bones from the cemetery
because they ran out of space.
Well, because they thought there was what did I say at first? They thought there was a health problem from those graves, so they were putting them underneath.
Because it was by the water.
Yes. So they were putting them underground but they like made art out of other humans' bones. I have pictures. I will post them on our Insta and even Facebook, everything later this week. So the tombs, common graves, and carnal houses were emptied of their bones, which were transported at night to avoid hostile reactions from the Parisians' population and the church. Can you imagine? Like, hey, just taking my loved one away from their resting ground and just mixing their bones with other people's bones.
Could you imagine having the bragging rights for the rest of your life? People are like, yeah, I did the greatest heist.
But yes, that would be awesome. Art. Yes. The bones were dumped into 2 quarry wells, and then distributed and piled into the galleries by the quarry workers. Transfers continued after the French Revolution until 1814, with the suppression of parochial cemeteries, such as Saint Eustace, Saint Nicholas des Champs, and the Bernardins Convent in the center of Paris. This is taking them like years. They started in 1785, so like that's 30 years right there. Moving bodies.
That's like it's a life, your life's work.
Yeah. And then they were begun again in 1840 during Urban Revolution by Louis Philippe and the Haussmannian reconfiguration of the city from 1859 to 1860. The site was consecrated as the Paris Municipal Ossuary on April 7th, 1786, and from that time forward took on the mythical name of the Catacombs. In reference to the Roman catacombs, which had fascinated the public since their discovery. And then starting in 1809, the catacombs were open to the public by appointment. A register was placed at the end of the circuit where visitors would write their impressions. It was filled very rapidly because these visits had quickly become a success with both the French and foreigners. As the years passed, the ossuary became the resting place of many illustrious individuals. In 1787, the Count of Artois, the future Charles X, visited the site in the company of a group of court ladies. In 1814, Francis I, the Austrian emperor, took a tour there, and in 1816, Napoleon III descended into the catacombs with his son. During the 19th century, visiting arrangements constantly changed from total closing to monthly or quarterly openings. The Paris catacombs are now open to everyone without requiring an authorization and welcome nearly over 500,000 visitors yearly. The pictures are my favorite.
Yeah, we'll have to see about which pictures we can or can't post.
Why?
Copyright.
What do you mean? I got these from Google.
From Google? Okay.
Yes, all of these are from Google.
Yeah, we just
obviously not the one with the lady. That was just to show like how tall
it is.
It is. Like I probably would never go down there. Like despite it being 131 steps to get down into them and 112 to get back up.
It's a lot of steps.
Yeah.
It's good for you. Bless you.
It is good for you. But I'm like, is it a constant steps or is it like
what
go
is it like?
A couple up here and here's some more stuff and then go a couple up more here and there's more stuff.
Yeah, I wonder
like,
how
are there
steep
levels?
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm clumsy.
But my favorite is the one that has the sign. I'm not going to try and say it in French words or anything, but it says, "Stop. This is the Empire of the Dead." It's my favorite thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at that spiral staircase.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. Morbid things, people. Like, there's art made out of skulls and femurs and it's just great. The bulging pillar, that first picture, is one of my favorites.
It's so...
I don't know why.
Perfect.
It's just like perfect. Yeah.
If I was ever an evil overlord, that would be my whole theme.
Yes.
Like, I want everything covered in skulls.
Yeah.
I want it made from the bones of my enemies. I want
Like,
to be terrifying
in this one,
and
you
beautiful.
can see where the skulls are just falling apart.
Yeah.
Like, they're just non-existent anymore, like the faces of them.
I wonder if people are like, you can add my bones
right
to replace broken ones.
in my will. Please send my bones to the Catacombs of Paris.
Yes.
The bones, which had previously been loosely piled, were carefully organized in walls according to a quarry backfill arrangement. The facade consists of rows of tibia alternating with skulls, and the remaining bones were piled behind this wall, or these walls, sorry. They were often only for small fragments as a consequence of their being dumped into the quarry. Masonry monuments in the antique and Egyptian styles were also installed along the circuit in the shape of Doric columns, altars, steles, or tombs. Certain areas were named after religious, romantic, or antique sources, such as the crematory,
sarcophagus,
the Samaritan fountain, or the
sepulchral
sepulchral
It is
lamp.
sepulchral
Lamp. What do we think that is?
Because like the word is sepulcher, which means like sepulcher is like grave,
But it's a lamp.
so it's a death lamp.
I'm here for that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, audience.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
fairly sure I read this book called Sepulcher.
Oh, okay.
Both Dad and I did.
Yeah,
It was definitely all about bones and graves and
that's amazing.
ritual.
Yes. With the aim of adding an educational aspect to the circuit, Hercart de Thury had 2 cabinets built in the style of traditional cabinets of curiosities. One was dedicated to mineralogy, the other to pathology. The pathology cabinet showed specimens that referred to bone illness and deformations as established by the research of Dr. Michael Augustine Thoret.
Thoreau.
No.
There
There would be a EAU at the bottom.
Yeah.
End.
Yeah.
Thoreau, I think.
Thoreau.
In 1789. Another pedagogical tool are the pedagogical. Literally, yeah. Tools are the plaques featuring religious and poetic texts that are found throughout the galleries. They encourage visitors towards introspection and a meditation on death. The subterranean environment of the Paris catacombs have been the focus of several studies. Shortly after the catacombs were opened, 2 researchers from the French Museum of Natural History manifested a small interest. They were Jacques Mahou, a botanist who studied the flora in this light-free environment, and Armand Verret, a speleologist and naturalist who discovered the existence of cave-dwelling crustaceans. Hercart de Thury also made an experiment in 1813. He put 4 goldfish into the basin of the Samaritan fountain. The fish survived, but were unable to reproduce and became blind. In 1861, Felix Tournesson, more widely known as Nadar. Oh no! Side bit. Sorry. He experimented during 3 months with the first shots taken using artificial light. Since the darkness required a very long posing time, the photographer used dummies to represent workers in their environment. Today, pathological research continues when work is undertaken to consolidate the ossuary, ensuring the preventative conservation of the bones in a very humid underground environment. Also why I wouldn't visit, because it's cool, they said, like
But damn.
13 degree Celsius, but like it's always humid. Yeah. Respecting human remains and promoting the geological, archaeological, and historical heritage are real challenges for the Paris catacombs. You can visit them. For 29 pounds or euros, I'm sorry, not pounds, 29 euros or $31.50 American. And children are 5 euros, which is $5.40 American. Please stop. My Siri watch keeps like listening and
She's
trying
like,
to help
what?
me. And I'm like, stop it.
But you should just ask her how to pronounce things. You'd be like, hey Siri, how do you pronounce sepulcher?
Yeah, stop it. You made all my devices go.
Did I really? It recognized my voice as yours?
Yes. I can say I'm sorry at work and she will pop up. One thing I wanted to mention was in 2002, the attachment of the catacombs to the Carnavalet Museum History of Paris was attached. And then in 2017, inauguration of the new exit and the bookstore boutique was attached. And in 2019, there was a new entrance in the restored Ledoux house. Mike just texted wanting to know when we're gaming.
I don't know.
Me neither.
I just
And
work
then,
here.
yeah, and then my last fact was about the steps. Listen,
So many steps.
I was trying to find, I got all this information from the Catacombs website, like where you can buy the tickets, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to find a way to like virtually tour it. And like they have some pictures that you can like spin around in.
They should just send a drone through there.
That's what I'm saying, like a drone or just a person, a camera set.
Yeah.
Go down there because people would pay for virtual experiences like that. In my opinion, I would, because it's so cool. But I'm not going to Paris anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Probably will never. That's not.
It's not
that
on
I
the
don't
top
like it.
of
It's
my
just
bucket
not on
list.
my bucket list at all.
Pacific Northwest first. Thank you.
Yeah, Pacific Northwest, then like Scotland, Ireland, London, and then Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I figured if
With
I was
Italy, it'll also be Greece.
Yeah, absolutely. Italy
Yeah.
and Greece. I saw
What?
I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw this like just a few moments ago before we started recording. It was a hot tub view built like on a cliff kind of
Oh.
thing, looking at some of like the old Greek cities, the really picturesque ones.
I love that.
It was like a stone hot tub. It was amazing.
I love that so much.
I'm hoping I liked the video so I can send it to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, my bats and baddies, thanks for going on an adventure with us to Paris catacombs.
That's another stamp in your passport.
Yes, I highly request watching As Above, So Below. It's creepy. I love watching it. I watch it. I don't want to say I watch it all the time, but it's definitely a movie that I can watch and be surprised by every time.
It's in the rotation, like Signs.
Oh yeah,
and
yes, and
Independence
Twister, and Independence Day, and Jurassic Park, and The
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. Like those are my movies.
It's the rotation.
The Mummy. Ugh. We can talk about Egyptian lore next time because they are digging some stuff up right now. Just saying, they're finding tombs and pharaohs. May have possibly found Cleopatra. We don't know.
Yes.
Because she's mysteriously buried somewhere. They're coming out with a movie about her, though. Did you see my Ariana Grande? TikTok I sent you?
Which one?
Where she's in a pink sweater singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow?
No.
Listen, she made a video and it was like,
She's wearing yellow. No, sorry.
Listen, she's
Brittany.
got blonde hair that she's trying to hide. And she's singing the song and she's like, I'm just stuck over here in my bubble. Kind of vibe.
Hinting.
I'm like, oh my God. They're making a Wizard of Oz. And she's Glinda. Type of vibe. I know.
I wonder if Dorothy's going to be then.
Right? There are so many options right now. Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised she's not Dorothy.
I know. No, she's definitely a Glinda. They might be making a musical. Because why would they put Ariana Grande not in a musical? She's got the voice of an angel.
Exactly.
So, I'm going to show it to you when we're done recording.
Yeah. I read the text with it. I just haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Because, it comes
I
up.
texted you. Yes. Yeah. Yes. All right. Keep it spooky, y'all.
You've been listening to The Dark, a White Wednesday Radio Network production. Our executive producer is Dustin from the Lead Up Studios team in St. Louis, Missouri. Be sure to like, follow, and share us with your friends on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and more by searching White Wednesday. You can find The Dark on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and more.